guys, it's Cassie back again. I wanted to do another video to show you guys my recent purchase, which is my Book Outlet unboxing. Now if you've never heard of Book Outlet, it is pretty much a discounted book website where you can get a lot of books for cheap prices. Most of them are like under $20, and they're also tag price. Like I get a lot of books that are like $3, $5, so it's a lot cheaper if you're finding like some of the... They don't have a lot of like recent releases. They do, but then sometimes they have the older ones. So if you just hold out a little bit before you buy them at like Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, you can get some good deals in here. So I just got this in today, and I mostly bought a lot of books where I have like parts, like series books where I'm like missing a few. So pretty much that's what's in my box, but a lot of them I don't remember what I ordered. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to use my scissors here to open the box. And as many books as I ordered, it's not that heavy. I thought it was going to be super heavy, but it's not bad. So we'll see what I got here. There we go. There we go. So they put a lot of like packing paper in it. All the paper out. So much paper. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what I got here in the box. And there's my receipt that they put in there. And it's 2 pages long, it looks like, so got a lot of books. So the first book I got here is The Privilege of Youth, a teenager's story. And this is by Dave Peltzer. Now, he wrote A Child Called It, which was one of my favorite books that I read. We read it for my child development class. I think the unit we were doing was like child abuse. So the first book I read of this was very heartbreaking. I cried. I couldn't believe that this was something that had happened to a child. And there's 4 books. I have the first one. The second one is when he goes into a foster home. Third one is when he goes into... when he becomes a teenager, and then I think the 4th one is like him as an adult navigating his own personal relationships. So this is the 3rd one, so I'm really excited to have this put with the other ones that I have. I also have here A Cold Legacy by Megan Shepherd. Now I have The Madman's Daughter, which is the first book in this trilogy. I need to get her Dark Curiosity, which is the 2nd book. But what I remember from the first book, it follows a girl whose father does like experiments and things like that. It's kind of like in the vein of Frankenstein. So it was very intriguing. So this is the 3rd book. I need to go get the 2nd book for this, but I really cannot wait to get started on this series. When I found there was more books, I was really excited. So got that book. Now this is a funny book. This is The Vincent Boys by Abby Glines. Now, a lot of you know that I'm a big Lovely Like Laura fan, and this is one of my favorite videos I've ever watched by her, reading this book and just being so outraged. And I had to find out how bad it was for myself, so I bought a copy. At least I know I spent like $260 or something on this. I didn't spend the $9.99 that it was, but I really want to read this and see how bad it is, and I'm really excited. But it follows along, I think it's its own series, but I think it also follows the Seabreeze series, which is another one of Abby Glines' books that's also one of Laura's personal favorites. So I'm just really excited to see how terrible this book is. So that's the only reason why I bought it. And I probably might buy the Vincent Brothers just because I want to see how good that book is, because there's 2 of them in that series. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so here I've got a few of the Seabreeze novels. So I bought Just for Now, Until the End, and Hold On Tight so far is what I have in the back. So these are 3 books in the Seabreeze series. Now Seabreeze is a new adult, book series. And it follows a whole bunch of different couples in Seabreeze, Alabama, and then Abby Glines also has like a Rosemary Beach, and then she also has a Seabreeze meets Rosemary Beach. So there's a lot of different spin-off series, but just hearing Laura talk about the books and how much she absolutely loves the books, and they're so fun to read. I got the first book, I think, like used or something, so I was like, well, let me go get more books in the series. So there's 3 of them so far that I've dug up, along with the Vincent boys. Oh, so this book is The Daughters Join the Party by Joanna Philbin. Now, the reason I bought this book was I got the first book from my friend Lizzie, and it's very interesting. I think the series is about girls that fall into like that are raised by high society families. It looks like one of them in this book looks like they're a senator, and I think one of them, they're another one that's like involved like being an actress or something. I don't know. I picked it up out of my friend Lizzie's book haul, like her books that she had, and she wasn't reading it, so I was like, oh, I'll take it. So I just kind of bought this just to have it, so if I like the first book, then I have this one, and probably what happens, even if I don't like the first, I'll still finish the series just so I can say I finished it. So yeah, I was definitely intrigued, so I just bought this because I had the first book. Alright. Okay, so this book is called Wild Orchid by Cameron Doakey. Now, I'm trying to think which one this is. I want to say, yes. Okay, so this one is a different cover than the one I have that they advertised. But there's a series of books that are like, they're really thin. They're pretty much retellings of fairy tales. The one that I have is The Princess and the Frog, and I read that one when I was younger and I really liked it. But I didn't know there was other books in the series. So I found this and it was like $1.19, you know, really cheap paperback, super thin. So this one, it looks like it's following in the vein of Mulan. So I'm really excited to read that. And I know there's a Cinderella one. There's one that's like Beauty and the Beast. There's a whole bunch of different fairy tales that they turn these in. So I just kind of like that. That's very cute. And I was shocked at first because I was like, I don't remember this being the cover for this book. So there's different covers for it, so I'll have to go and see. Oh, okay. So I know I have another book of this in my box here, but this is a Diary of a Haunting book. Now I bought the first book, I think it was at Books A Million, and it's very interesting. The first book I think follows like a girl who moves into this house and she starts dealing with ghosts and being possessed, I think. And I'm a big like horror thriller kind of girl, so I have that book and I'm really excited to read it. But I didn't know there was other books in the series, so I bought this one, and then I think this is the third one. I think the second one is the one I have. The second one I have in the book is Book of Shadows there. That's the one I have in the box. So once I dig it up, I'll put it in there. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Alright, so this one is A Beautiful Wedding by Jamie McGuire. And obviously, this is another lovely like Laura recommendation. She loves the Beautiful Disaster books. So I bought it because I have Beautiful Disaster, but I didn't know there was other books in a series for it until I was watching her videos recently, because I binge watched her videos because there's some of them I haven't watched yet. So this is a little novella that's in the series. I know it's different. I think it's the 2 characters that are in the first book, but it's a really short, skinny book, so I know that'll probably take me like a day and a half to read it, but I needed it for my series, so yes. Next book we got here. Oh, I don't like that. So the book I have here is a little banged up. I think it was a bargain like copybook, but I didn't know it was going to be that banged up. So it's kind of sad, but other than that, the rest of the book kind of looks good. This is If There Be Thorns and Seeds of Yesterday by V.C. Andrews. These are 2 books in the Flowers in the Attic series. Now I have Flowers in the Attic and Garden of Shadows, which is like the prequel. I just need to get Petals in the Wind yet, but I like the fact that there is 2 books all in one, and I'm probably going to buy the first book right here with the roses, you know, just so I have the nice covers, because I just have like the cheap, I think it's like the cheap trade paperback one that I have, so I definitely want to get the newer ones, and the covers are pretty. So I just got those because I'm very intrigued to read that series. Everyone says it's really good, and it's kind of got that messed up kind of feeling to it that for some reason I'm attracted to in books, so got that. Next one I got here is Recreated by Colleen Houck. It is in, I think this is like Reawaken series, but I originally got the first book in a book subscription box, the Book Drop, which is Bethany Beach Bookshop, so shout out to them. They're one of my favorite book subscription boxes. Sometimes they'll put little newsletters, sometimes they'll throw like signed book plates, letters by the author, sometimes you get little cool trinkets, so every once in a while you never know what you're going to get, and I love the books that they've gotten so far. But anyway, so this is a sequel to it, and I just realized the third one just came out, and it's like this pretty like pink cover, so I gotta go get the third one, and it's apparently the last one. But I think it has to do with like Egypt and like hieroglyphics and stuff, and a lot of people don't know I was obsessed with Cleopatra for a while, and I used to read those little royal diaries. I don't remember if anyone had those in their school, but they were like princesses and stuff, and then they had like bookmarks in them, and it looked like the pages were all like torn, so it looked like it was like an old diary kind of thing. So yeah, I always loved reading about like ancient Egypt and royalty and princesses and princes, queens, kings, stuff like that. So I had to buy the second one, so that way if I finish the first one and I really like it, then I have the second one, and then I just need to get the third one. So that's why I bought that one. Oh goodness, I just found these two on the top, and I am super excited. So I have here Nothing More and Nothing Less by Anna Todd. Now I knew I was getting these, but I'm really excited to read these because right now I'm reading After. I am on the third book in the After series, After We Fell. These two books follow Landon Gibson, who is Tessa Young's best friend in the series, and I absolutely adore Landon. I think he is adorable. I think he is the best friend that she could ever have. Especially with what I'm reading right now, he's like really the only friend she has. I'm not going to spoil it as to what's going on in my book right now, but I was very shocked from what I was reading. But I'm really excited to read these, but it follows Landon and his relationship with his girlfriend, I think. And I think, remember what Laura was saying, it takes place after the fourth book, which is After Ever Happy, or the third one, I'm not sure, but I'm going to start these right after, so I'm really excited to have these in my hands. Ugh, I can't wait to read these. So exciting. So the next one I have here is A Brother's Journey Surviving a Childhood of Abuse, and this is by Richard B. Peltzer, who is also the brother of David Peltzer. Now, spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book, maybe you don't want to listen to what I have to say about this right now, but Dave Peltzer had a brother who was treated so much better than he was. Their mother adored the little brother. He was not abused severely as Dave was. He was pretty much considered the golden child. So I was really excited to find this, and I forgot I ordered this, but this is pretty much Dave's brother talking about the child abuse and how he survived it, and just kind of like his story. So I'm really excited to read that and just kind of see what did he have to do and what did he feel, especially with probably learning what he knows now and what he's been through. So really excited to read that. And then on top of that is also the last book in the Dave Peltzer series, Child Called It series. And this is the one I was talking about that's about like his adult years. So it's A Man Named Dave by David Peltzer. So like I said, this is the fourth book in that series. So like I said, nothing really much to say except it's his adult series, like his adult years. But really excited to read it. So a lot of these I'm saying like I'm really excited to read it, but it's true. So next one I have here is called Burning by Daniel Rawlins. Now, Daniel Rawlins is a pseudonym of Danielle Vega, who wrote the Merciless series, which the Merciless series is one of my favorite horror book series ever. I remember reading the first book, and it took me like, sometimes I can read a book in a day, but sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 days if I'm really invested, just because I get really busy. But I read the first book in 2 days, and I remember it was like, I think I read like 5 chapters the first day, and then the next day I got off of work and I plowed through the rest of the book, and I just finished the last book in the series, and I was overall very happy with how it ended. If you want to know what happens in that book, just comment and let me know, and I can probably do a book talk on it if any of you read it and want to discuss it with someone who loves the series. But anyway, so this is one of the books that she wrote by a different pseudonym, and I'm trying to remember. It has to do with a girl who's in like this mental institution or like a prison or something, and then I guess strange things happen when this new girl comes into her life. So I'm very excited to read this. I love Danielle Vega, like I said. So I'm really excited to read this book and just kind of see if it's kind of like in the vein of that. I know Survive the Night was not my favorite. I really didn't like that one as much just because of the twist at the end, but other than that, Daniel Vega is one of my favorites, so I had to buy this book. Next one I have here is Tether, and this is a Many Worlds series novel by Anna Jarzub. Now, I have Tandem, which is the first book. I got that also in the same book subscription box at Bethany Beach Books. So, like I said, this was just another one that I wanted to get the second one. I think there's a third one, but I'm not sure. But I just wanted to have this book, you know, just in case I finish it, and I like it. Not sure what it's about, but I think it's kind of more like a sci-fi fantasy book, so kind of excited to read that too. The covers are beautiful on both of them, so I always like that too. Next one here is, oh, I love this. This is a Jordan Sonnenblick book called Falling Over Sideways. One of my favorite times in middle school was we had Jordan Sonnenblick come and do like a speaking engagement with everybody in the middle school, and he was just really funny and really personable, and just hearing his story of how he got into writing. And he was actually taught by Frank McCourt, who wrote Angela's Ashes and Tis, which is one of the books that I need to read. And I've also watched like Angela's Ashes a while ago when I was younger, so it was one of my favorite movies at the time. But anyway, so I love Jordan Sonnenblick. I loved his writing. I actually got to meet him and take pictures with him, and I have 2 signed books. It was at the time when it was just Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie and Notes from a Midnight Driver, so I have those. But he was super sweet. We did writing prompts with him that day. You had a chance to win a lunch with him, so I won the lunch. And we did like writing prompts and stuff that day, and he was very impressed with my writing. So it was kind of cool, and I'm really excited to read this. I don't know what it's about, but I just saw Jordan Sonnenblick, and I didn't have this, so I need to have this. So really excited to read this. Alright, next one is Sister's Fate, a Cahill Witch Chronicles book by Jessica Spotswood. Now, I have one of these, and I can't remember. I want to say it's Born Wicked, and it's a different cover. It's not the same cover. But it looks like it's a fun book. It has to do with, you know, like young witches and, you know, magic and stuff like that. So just had to get it because I have one of the books in the series. So I was like, yeah, it's cheap. Why not? Stock up on my books. So there's that one. We got 2 more books left. So this one is Like a River Glorious by Ray Carson. Now I think this is the second book. I have the first one, which is Walk the Earth, a Stranger. And I'm not too sure what this is about. I think it's like a sci-fi fantasy book again. But I love the covers on these. They're so pretty. Like I said, I got that book in the subscription box. And I was like, oh, I'm very intrigued. Haven't read it yet, but I am intrigued to read the series and just kind of see what it is. A lot of these are like very appealing to me. I pretty much read anything that just kind of I love. So I'm really excited to read this and just kind of, you know, get it in my collection. Now it is a hardback. I think the other one's paperback, but you know what, we'll do. Got it for cheap, so I can't complain. Alright, so the last one we got here is that Second Diary of a Haunting book. Like I said, this is Book of Shadows. And this just falls in the same vein where it's, you know, weird stuff going on. And it is the hardback. I think, what did I say when I got the other one? Yeah, the other one is a paperback. So I have 2 hard copies of these in the paperback. And I'm kind of sad because what I forgot about the hardbacks is that you take them off and they have like different covers and stuff, and they're kind of weird. So I don't know. I'm just really excited to read that. You know, and read this series and see if I like it or not. So, alright guys, so that is all the books that I got. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have 22 books here that are just like either they're continuations of series or they're standalone books. I think I didn't get a lot of standalone books just because I wanted to get series books so I could start reading some of these series then if I changed my mind. But I'm really excited to start a lot of these series or read them in the future. So yeah, I'm really happy. I got them for super cheap. I think I spent like, I want to say it was under like $90 for these books. So you can definitely tell that you're going to get good prices on it and you can stock up. And it's pretty much like if you bought like, you know, 3 to 4 books at Barnes & Noble for like $20. I'm just guesstimating. So it's kind of like cheaper that way. You're getting more for your money. And what I like is if I finish it and I don't super love it, I can give it to someone else and I can turn around and sell it. So it's just one of those things. Speaking of selling, if any of you are interested, I do have a Depop shop. On my Depop, I sell a lot of my books that I'm not really going to read anymore, or anything that I didn't really love and don't want to keep on my shelf to reread again. I also have some gently used clothes on there, so if you're looking for anything cute, there's a lot of like cute stuff on there, and a lot of my prices, they are flexible. So if there's something you think is a little bit too much for you to pay, or you just think it might be, you don't want to pay that much, just message me and let me know and I can always fix it. The other thing is my shipping is only $3, so it's not super bad. I just have to ship it myself. So just a little bit of anything can help me just really with offsetting that cost a little bit. But yeah, so if you're interested, it is, I believe it's CA Braun 93 on Depop. I can always, if you message me and let me know, I can always send you the link to the store so you can take a look at it. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later. Bye!